empathy. So for us, empathy doesn't come by coincidence. يعني for example, always I give example about يعني my late father. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and him. I used to know, he never asked me when he wants water. But I used to give him water in the right time. Not before, not after. This is real empathy. Okay? Same thing if you need some time with your children. Okay? You know when they need something without telling you. These days, oh Baba, how do you know that? Okay? This is empathy. Now your empathy, this is by the way happening. And many people, at least 50% of the people, they have this high empathy with their family, right? At least 50%. But how many people have empathy with the community? They feel their feelings. When you see now this guy with the bicycle and he's carrying many things in his over bicycle and this is raining and things are falling down from him, the water, and he's going to go again and he put the water. How many of you have been thinking, what project I can do with these people? Okay. So the empathy is higher when we start, and by the way, I have written many papers about empathy, if you want to Google that. Okay? Because every time we discover that empathy is really relevant to our mindset and how much we associate things. Okay, I swear by God, since the first day I came to Rwanda, and now it's about 1 year, every day I see them in the road while I'm driving, I say, what is the solution we can bring for them? And maybe I think Isa and Harwa, they know about it. Okay, actually we have one of our guys, his name Abdul Karim, and he knows Isa. He always would ask him, discuss with him, what is challenges you are having, what are the things you are facing? Because he bought a bicycle after he worked with us here, collected the money and bought a bicycle. So for him it's okay. But I can see the hardship, how much the hardship, so that he can get 2K, for example, per day or 4K per day. Okay. So as I said, once the mind starts to change because of this, we start to build the life purposefulness. So our life purposefulness will not come without the mindset. The mindset, because it start to have building empathy, start to live with things which is unstructured, uncertainty. It like to tackle complex things. It starts to build for us a different life purposefulness. Because it's not enough to have. I don't call this one a life purposefulness. If you say I want to be a professor, okay, this is for yourself. In front of God, when we face God, and all of us I think we believe in God. We're going to ask us about two things, our deeds and what we did for others. Did you came to the world as extra pollution? Okay, polluting the world, or you are coming here to add value? What value have added? Just to be in a position, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be NGO leader, whatever you want to be, or you want to have created a change. Okay, regardless of your disability, because my brother, what's your name? Vincent, huh?
Yes.
Okay. My brother Vincent maybe have a physical disability, but we have much more. We are having hidden disability. All of us have hidden disabilities, and this is the most difficult one. Okay. Yani God will give, even though He will give him this challenge of physical disability, but maybe he knows that because he's as I told you about how much he do. And the way you do it is from my son Abdurrahman. He has cerebral palsy. He's disabled with his body, but he's a physician. And he changed the world. He's going to teach many people about how to change themselves and so on. He's a trainer also, not a physician. And this because he knows his physical disability, so he started to replace it with the hidden disabilities. Remove the disabilities. I think most of us, we have many hidden disabilities that we don't know about. So this is what we change what we call it, I told you, neuroplasty. Neuroplasty is the change of the brain because we started to be empathetic, because we started to take pauses in life. Nobody can change any community or change himself or change his family or change his physical status without taking a pause in life. Okay. The more we take pauses in life, take stop. Like pause. Pause means like the same we do with the TV. Okay, or video. The more we take pauses in life, we reflect. Okay, the more we can change after a project, we do a project, and we start to ask ourselves, what changes we have done to the community? Did we really do changes, or we do services? That's what I was telling Odette. You are excellent in services, but what is the changes you brought? And this is the mindset we want to bring to stage, we can do better projects with them. We can do a model project with them. You understand now the sequence, right? Without that, they can't do a model project. It means affect the world. The world will be a reference. There will be a reference to the world and so on. And for that, they will see always the problems. Those who will have, again, ability to associate things, they will see always the problems as opportunities. Problem for me is a what? It's an opportunity. Okay, I hate problem. I myself, when I go through a problem, I hate it. But when I reflect and go back, and I start to use really my mindset in a proper way, and my experience here, which is the collection of the mindset here, okay, I say, oh, but this is bringing for me opportunities. Okay. The accreditation for the heck, I'm frustrated, yes. Because I thought I can do much better, but now I'm doing something. If I overcome this, and I see it as an opportunity to do something else, then it will be a better opportunity even than what I thought. So this is very important that we do things in a different way, and we start to see that this is a phenomenon. We need to manage the phenomenon. We are living in a phenomenon. Phenomenon means it is something that we need to manage. Okay? It doesn't come by coincidence. We need to always think about that and what we are doing. So if we understand the relation of the brain and the mind, we start to see it is all about three things. Okay? It is about three things. It is about myself. It is about my community. It is about my legacy. Can we repeat them? Myself, understanding myself, then understanding my community, then I can make a legacy. Otherwise, I cannot make a legacy. Okay? So this is very, very important is that we think in this way, because if you want to create a legacy in your life, regardless of how much power you have, because now your capital-based economy, especially this is very difficult, capital-based economy, because political scientists, okay, is that it doesn't need power. Actually, the more you are powerless, powerless means you don't have a seat in the parliament or minister, the better you can influence the community. Because this chair, what happened? What happened to it? It might be removed. You might be removed from the chair. Either they remove you or they remove the chair. So you come one day and say, oh, where's my chair? I'm the minister of this. They said, no, this chair gone. Right? So remember, don't depend on the power. The external power. Depend on the internal power. Okay? And this internal power, unfortunately, is much more difficult than the external. And most of us, what we are doing, the wrong thing. What we are doing, we are fighting for the power. To become a professor, to become like this, to get money more, to build houses, to do blah, 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 blah. Isn't it? Okay? But we are forgetting about the internal power, which can help us to create a change in our lives. So the mind is embodied with rationality. And the more our mind is embodied with rationality, we should be challenged with irrationalities. You know the difference, right? Rationality means something logical. The more your mind will be logical, 1 plus 1 equal for you? 2. Yeah, if it is irrational, for me, 1 plus 1 doesn't need to be 2. Okay, this is where people, you don't see lots of people like this say. Actually, some people, if they hear you say that like this, they think you are crazy, right? Yes. Yeah, because they are used to 1 plus 1 equal 2. So the more we start to do things in this way, I have to go faster, the more we can really start to change things and create development for ourselves. Okay? Because see, development, sometimes we grow in size. For example, see us. Today is a very small organization. You can see our halls, our rooms, and so on. Okay? We might grow in size, and that's what I was saying, the heck. We might have very big building. But really our contribution to the development of the country or the Africa or to the world is very little. I was telling Dr. Emmanuel, you know how many universities we have, without naming the universities, not to be sensitive, how many universities we have that they have many professors? Not doctors, not lecturers, not researchers, many professors. Rwanda, for example. Okay. Can you imagine without naming? But how much contribution they are doing to the changing of the community? Not finishing people with grades. Okay? Because finishing with the people with grades, they might come with grades, but they don't change anything in the community. Okay? If you start to see life in this way, then you start to question many things. Okay? You start to question many things because it shouldn't be like it's things. See, there is difference of improvements and governance and development over time, which is government do over maybe 20 years plan. You have what in Rwanda you have what you call it the 2050, and East African also community you have the 2050, right? But this is how many years it takes? It takes a long time. Okay, we don't know what will happen in this. For example, about 25 years from now. Okay, but we need development now. We need to eliminate poverty now. We need to solve certain problems now, right? You've got some in certain areas there is malnutrition. We need to solve it now, and this needs different mindset. And for that we say, don't always depend on the mindset that says everything. I need to change the politician. I need to change the policy, and because this will take long time. These people are waiting for you. They are telling you, are hungry. You can't put 2 meals per day on the table. We don't have proper shelter. We have many orphans that they are not taken care of. We have many people who are dropping out of school. Right? So here, where is our mindset? Once it sees this, then it will start to develop what we call it mindset. Clear mindset. Okay. For that, I am here in Rwanda because I want to do something different than what others had done. Okay. Could have done it in this university or aesthetic. I could have done it in Bahrain. I came to Rwanda. Okay. There are many things related to each other. We start to see that we see mindset in different way. Mindset brings for you, you will become nearer to wisdom. Okay. So you'll be wise in your decisions better and better. To make you feel what is the importance of this, there is a theory called, okay, about mind growth, okay, or growth mindset. Okay. The growth mindset, what does it do? The growth mindset, it doesn't look as a problem, it looks at what I mentioned earlier. The growth mindset, it looks, when someone say a problem, what you would say in your mind? It's an opportunity. But they see it as a problem. But for us, who have really a growth mindset, we are seeing it as opportunity. A growth mindset will say, okay, that I'm jealous about this person because he's taking my part of the cake. Okay. But if you see that the world is abundant and there are lots of resources, for example, this guy is working on selling water. Okay. What I can say, I can open another shop near him, and I sell. I use his water. I make benefit, and I bring some juice. Fruits, and I make from it juice. Okay. And I put it in the same bottle. So this bottle will be adding value. I'm adding value, right? Eliminated waste, and I made work extra. So I made value added work. Okay. Because I see the world is abundant, I start not to see jealous of people. Why she's doing enjoy, I have enjoy. She's my competitor. Why she's doing the same, serving the same group? She's doing the same group, the same even area. Okay? But if I start to change, because I have a growth mindset, I will start to add value to what she's doing. So I will be like her supplier or her customer. Okay? Do you understand this? Clear? Okay. Then also we'll see that, for example, any difficulty, it's about lessons. And the more, as I told you, you should live with disappointments. You should live with failures. The more you go through failures, so I used to tell government, we tell the government, oh, you are an expert, you will tell us what is going to do. I told me, no. I am expert, you are mistaken, I'm expert in failures. I'm going to take you through failures so that you know not what to do, not what not to do. Do you understand? We should manage not our knowledge only. It's very important we manage our knowledge. But the most important, we manage our ignorance. The more we know how much we are ignorant, the more we are going to know how to do something proper. Because the amount of knowledge is so much, so let me control my ignorance, and let me see how much I'm ignorant about things. I clear it out so that I can take the right direction. This is very important, because this is where we can create a change, and it will not be, again, something will not deal with it, call it too hard or impossible, because every impossible for us, it is difficult, and every difficult for us is what? impossible. And every impossible for us, it is possible. Okay? This is the way the mindset, the growth mindset, you think, because it's very curious. So curiosity is endless. And for that, if you see my projects, if you see in the YouTube, you'll see me, I am in airplane industry, I am solving problem. In airports, I'm solving problem. Governments, I'm solving problem. Hospitals, I'm solving problem. Not because I'm genius, because I'm curious. It is for me a learning program. They are paying me through, but it's for me, it's a learning program. I'm learning from others. Okay? And for that, I became expert, or I became a thinker and so on. So the criticism even itself, and this is very difficult still for me even. Okay? I don't like criticism, unfortunately. But it is if we are having real growth mindset, any criticism you get, if you are having a real growth mindset, it will be feedback. It will make you grow. So he's giving you, my brother, he attended for us. And he gave us this criticism. Okay? What he's giving us? Free consultancy. Free consultancy. He's giving us something free. Okay? So this is very important. For that we ask you, we don't give you the certificate till you give us the feedback. For us the feedback is very important. Okay? And then, if you don't know, then you need to find out. This is what is the growth mindset. So it is about looking at opportunities, looking at how to admire people and respect people and say, oh, they are doing great, but let me do something else. It is about seeing the lessons, not difficulties. It's about seeing things worthwhile to try. It is about getting feedback. It's about finding out more every day. Every day you're supposed to find out something new. Okay? Unfortunately, some of us don't like to try even another road. Every day they are using the same road. Okay? This is really something that is bad because it will not help us to develop. Okay? And the opposite of a growth mindset is fixed mindset. And this is which we don't want. This is the warning. We should not be having fixed mindset, okay? Because it will limit us to grow. It will limit our communities to grow. Because if I have fixed mindset and others have fixed mindset, our community will not change, right? Yes. They will always be dependent. Will they be independent? Yes. No, they will not be independent. Always will be dependent on the government, what the government will do for them in the projects, or what is the outsider will do for them. So they are always a product of someone else's plan. They don't have their own plan. Okay? And this is again something that we should be worried about. Okay? Now, this mindset, the growth mindset, will be more proactive, more curious, as I said. And we have many books on curiosity, by the way, even electronic books. Okay? So you can hear even the books, my brother. And also, this mindset will be resourceful. Means always it will look for other resources than the normal resources. So if you notice my projects that we have done, or our projects over time we have done over the last 2015, you don't see the money is important. I don't tell you I invested, for example, $10,000 for doing so and so. But for example, I see a green field, I see people around it, I see farmers, I see water, I start to link things together to solve a specific problem. Not relevant to getting people jobs, but maybe even solving much more problems about malnutrition, about other things. So I link things together, and this is where you bring better resources to the community, and to make it more independent. Okay. And this would bring what we call resilient communities. One of my books is about resilient communities. I focus about this point. How to make community more resilient. Okay. Make it really, even in difficult times. We have just written a paper about Gaza, about how to become resilient, okay, in Gaza and so on. And the collective mindset. The people, once they start to work together, they create what they call the collective mindset. Means, you'll see them all, you'll be astonished, you say, how come all this community is positive? How come this whole community is proactive? And I heard that there are certain regions here, or certain districts, I don't know, you correct me, they are more active than others. Maybe they are Americans, for example. They bring new ideas than other communities. Am I right? I heard this here in Rwanda, same in Bahrain, same everywhere. You'll find certain communities or certain areas, they are more proactive, okay? Because they have this collective mindset. And this will raise what we call it the aspiration, because we have inspiration and aspiration. You know the difference? What's the difference? Anybody? What means inspiration, Lisa? Okay, anybody else? And what is inspiration?
Inspiration? I think to create something that can inspire others.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you start to inspire others, this is inspiration.
Yes.
So it is about what? It is about not motivating others, inspiring others.
Yes.
Sometimes motivation means it must be materialistic. Okay, but inspiration, no. You are doing a good example. If Ali can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
Because Ali can do it, I can do it. This is what is I start to get inspired, right? So, and some leaders, they call them inspiring leaders. Because they say, okay, I want to be like Mandela, okay, like Gandhi, like Einstein, like blah blah. Okay, because they inspire us. They are normal people, not angels, but still they manage to do something inspiring. Aspiration, it is something personal. You are aspiring to be, you have a dream, and you are aspiring to reach that dream. Okay? So it is not about you, maybe you not be inspiring, but you have aspiration. So this is the difference. So aspiration is like having a dream, but not necessarily you're having a dream to be a professor. Okay? But not necessarily you are inspiring.
But you can aspire to inspire.
Yes, okay. Aspiration is one of the tools that used for inspiration. Yes, exactly. Okay. So again, this is very important because through that we can change the cultural attitudes. We make people more, look at economic outcome, not services. Most of the NGOs, as I said earlier, why we want to do research with NGOs? Because we want to change their mindset from doing only services and working for services. And they said how much people we serve. So how much outcome we create? Okay. So my brother, I was saying here, my brother, maybe he's working with people with visual disability. He was saying, I have many people that I serve, but how many of them has became independent? How many of them they brought a creative idea and they showed that we are the disabled people, not them. Okay. One of the projects may be interesting for you that maybe later I discuss with you. That we did in Bahrain, and even in every, and yesterday we created our new committee, every 2 years, Bahrain we need to change the community of the NGO. Okay, so the steering committee. One of the, always in every committee we must have people with disability, especially for people with visual impairment. And one of the main projects we use, always we look for something about the disability that can make them stronger than us. So, for example, for people with visual disability, they are stronger than the rest of the people, the people who can see, okay, and in darkness. Because they are used to darkness, okay, they can manage darkness better than us. So what we did, we did what we call it dining in darkness. But Sir Isa, because always he said that, remember, MTC, whatever he said, that they are doing a program, it's totally different. Because when you make people serve darkness with normal people, certainly when you make people, the cooking and the serving will be from visually impaired people. Okay? And it is in darkness. And they can manage that without sitting a chair, a table, and so on. Because they are used to design a space within their mind. Am I right? So you can see, even if you didn't help him, with his white stick, you could have found his place. Okay? Actually, some people, they don't like some people to help them. Because they want to be self-independent as much as they can. So this is very important that we think this way, because the purpose, again, I'm presenting for you all of this, because without this change, we cannot bring innovation and reality to our communities. And if we don't bring innovation to our communities, and we only do services, like I see 3 NGOs here available, then what we'll do will be only a tool for others. And okay, we're serving services, and serving is very important, but it is not the change, not the development we want. Okay. For that, in our CS, it's about advancement, if you want to talk about something else. But we are starting with development. So if we want to change the community, we need to build the trust, and the trust will not come unless we start projects. Okay. And here I want you to remember 2 words. Okay. It's not empowerment. I have X on empowerment. Okay. Because empowerment is already done by government, by NGOs, right? So this is, I'm not saying it is not important. But I want you to put in your mind what we call involvement. The word, can you write it down? Involvement. Okay? And the second word, new word, is engagement. And they are totally different. You need to involve the people when you want to do for them a work. Not to do for them a work because you think they know they need this work. Okay? Don't give people what you want. Give people what they need. Don't give people what they want. Don't give people what they need. This is totally different. And this is the change between being involved and being engaged. Engagement, involvement means that I will ask them, okay, what do you want? Okay? We have a program called, I don't know if you have it here in Rwanda, you know, for music, they say, what do you like to hear today? In the radio or TV. You have it in Rwanda?
Yes.
Okay? This is people what they want, right? But what people need may be positive programs. Okay? Maybe they don't like it in the beginning because there is no music, but this is what they need, for example. Or they, okay, so once we start to move from listening to people only and asking what they want, which is, we call it what? Involvement. Okay? We start to engage them. Engage them means, okay, you're going to work with me on that. On that project, with it, you and me and your beneficiaries can work together as partners. So that we can change your status. So that we can bring model for the community. Okay, so engagement is about engaging people to work with us. Not to ask their opinion what they want, so I give them a service. Because again, don't cut their wings not to fly. The more you involve them but you don't engage them, what you do? You cut the wings. You tell them, you are, by the way, weaker than me. I am stronger than you. And for that we can see sometimes many NGO leaders, they like the service. When you tell them, just minimize the service, increase the projects. No. Because for them it's power. It's like the chip. Okay, sorry, it's not including you, Odette, I'm sure you are better than that, but this is the reality. For NGOs, some people, they sit in the chair for 30, 40 years, they are the head of the people, and you tell them, okay, give chance for the young generation. No, we know better. Okay, because they start to be like minister, like government, themselves. They don't want to leave this. Why? Because they are enjoying that. This is power. Okay, people, maybe sometimes even they kiss your hand. Okay, because it's power. Okay? But the more the NGOs start to engage people, they tell them, it is not me. The more they are real leaders. And for that, there is difference between leaders and leadership. Okay? And we are looking for leaders or leadership? Leadership. Outcome. Okay. Outcome of the thing. You might be not negligent. Nobody knows you. Forget about you. Okay? God only knows you, but you are the real leadership. Go ahead, man. You wanted to ask?
Okay, I have understood. Because we use sometimes to say beneficiaries, but in terms of outcome, can say partners.
Yes.
Or right holders.
Stakeholders.
Yeah.
They can be partners, but stakeholder is better. Partner means they are mostly, they help you in managing the project. And top. In detail, they are stakeholders.
And about the involvement, I don't understand the involvement of those people.
Involvement, you ask them, what you want to rock? You go and study what they want, or you study, sometimes you don't ask them, you go see, okay, you enter a house, I'm sure you are doing that, and you evaluate, do they have a fridge? Do they have minimum resources to cook? Do you have like this? And you go and supply them. What you are doing? You are doing the following. You ask them, you evaluate, you give them something. But you want to engage them? No, you have to work for it. You tell them they have to work for it to get it. Because once you start to give me something, you are telling me, Odette, every day, you are weaker than me. I am more clever than you.
We are planning without them.
Yes. And now we are telling also, be careful of this message. Huh? Most people, they become idiots or really disabled, not with physical disability, with mental disability. I mean, the spirit disability, capacity disability, because you are telling them every day, you are stupid, or you know better than you. You can't do it. For that we brought you this water. Well, if you make him work to get this water or air, it makes all the difference. He knows what is his life and the value of his life. Okay? This is very important. Okay? And this mindset, if it came to Rwanda, it will change Rwanda. Because you know, government is working very hard to change Rwanda. But it cannot do itself. It cannot sustain. Government one day will have money, second day it doesn't have money. The only thing sustainable is about people that are leading that. If you go to Singapore, there's no resources. You want to be like Singapore, right? They call you Singapore of Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Singapore, there is no water. You can imagine there is no water. They buy their water from Malaysia. Okay, but they sell more products to the Malaysian. Okay, you know that Malaysia deserted Singapore. Do you know the story? Singapore was belonged to Malaysia, but because Malaysia see that the Singapore is always problems, diseases, these people are useless. So what they did? They told them go. We don't want you. Separate. Said no, we want to join you. Please, we can't live without you. Said no. There was a leader at that time called Lee Kuan Yew. That leader said, okay, this is now opportunity, not a problem. He cried in the beginning. Then he wake up and said, okay, I have to face the reality. The reality now, I have to live. Now Singapore is the highest paid country. People is the highest paid. Singapore, Finland, always the top of the ranking of the countries. Why? Because people started to know what is their power. See, I'll tell you one thing, guys. Okay, very interesting. We have Indian person come to Bahrain to give consultancy, and we have Indian that is Singaporean. This one is paid 10 times of this one. They are the same, they are looking the same, but this guy, because his value added is different, he's paid 10 times this. Because of his country, because of the community. Because the community, they know how even a drip of water how to utilize. For that, for example, you Google Singapore, you'll find that it is one of the highest countries that no drip of water, doctor, listen to this, okay? No drip of water is lost. Because even though they are buying the water from Malaysia, because it's cheaper, because they have lots of rivers there, it's a big country with rivers, they want to be independent or have what they call a security reserve. And you know that water comes from drainage. You drink the water safely, it's come from drainage because they created the best system to purify the water. See, the need is what we call it always the need, is the area where you bring creativity. When you feel your need, bring creativity. So now the best conference in the world about water purification, it is in where? Singapore. You imagine what I'm talking about, right? Because they're discovering how much they need to develop themselves. Okay, so yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. It's just like I think what you wanted to say about the involvement and engagement.
Yes.
Maybe towards the development, maybe the community as the direct.
Can you bring this one here?
Yes, as the direct beneficiaries. So I guess more of if the community members are involved maybe towards their development. Me as a leader, as you are leading the community members towards the development, so you engage them as they look at the assets they have. It's just like facilitating, changing like the mindsets you were saying.
Right.
Yes. For them to see the opportunities they have, the assets they have, so that they can develop themselves other than thinking for them. But when you involve them and they pick their assets they have with the community, will